In the ancient, winding city of Zaria lived Elara, a carpenter famed not for the speed of her work, but for its unyielding perfection and durability. She had only one apprentice, a quick-witted young man named Kael, who often struggled with grand, ambitious projects. Kael was trying to build a magnificent cedar gate for the city square. He had boundless energy, but lacked consistency. He would work for 12 hours straight on Monday, driven by a powerful surge of motivation, and then, completely overwhelmed by the sheer scale of the task, he wouldn't touch the tools again until Thursday. This pattern of burnout and avoidance had left the immense gate standing half-finished for weeks. Master Elara, Kael sighed, running his hand over the incomplete framework. I understand the plans, I know the wood, but the task is too large. I start with passion, but then the sheer weight of the weeks ahead crushes my spirit. How can I possibly finish something this immense when every time I look at it, I feel defeated? Elara, who was sharpening a chisel, smiled without looking up. Kael, you are focusing on the finish line, not the starting line. You are trying to fill the ocean in one bucket, and then you punish yourself for failing the monumental task. This is why you must learn the rule of the humble start. She then presented him with a simple, rough wooden plank, about a meter long. For the next 7 days, you have only one task. Spend 5 minutes working on this piece of wood, not 50 minutes. Not an hour, exactly 5 minutes. No more, no less. And you must do it every single day, without exception. Kael was confused. 5 minutes? That is not enough time to make anything meaningful, Master. It's a waste of the day's sunlight. 5 minutes is enough time to start, Elara corrected him gently. Go, teach your mind to begin. Reluctantly, Kael began his new ritual. Day 1, he dragged the plank to his bench. For 5 minutes he applied the finest planer to a small section. The work felt silly, almost like a punishment. He stopped exactly when his small hourglass ran out, the feeling of not enough gnawing at him. Yet, for the first time in weeks, he had successfully started and finished a commitment, no matter how small. He put his tools away, his mind strangely quiet, having defeated the inertia of inaction. Day 3. He approached the plank with less resistance. The momentum was building. He noticed that the section he had planed on the first day was already smoother, demanding a slightly different technique. He finished his 5 minutes, but his hands yearned to continue. He found himself spending another 10 minutes cleaning and organizing his neglected tool rack, an organizational task he had put off for months. The 5 minutes hadn't just built the plank. They had quietly bled into other areas of his life. Day 5. The plank was now transforming. What began as a rough piece of wood was becoming polished and rich, reflecting the light. Kael realized that the power wasn't in the work itself, but in the daily interruption of stagnation. By forcing a small win every morning, he was teaching his mind that massive change is only the accumulation of micro-commitments. Day 7. He finished the plank. It was perfectly flat, shining, and felt warm to the touch. It was a complete, meaningful piece of work, built entirely in increments of almost nothing. Master Elara pointed to the finished plank, and then to the immense cedar gate. Look at this plank, Kael. It required no 12-hour bursts of inspiration, only 7 acts of obedience. The gate is vast, but it is built of a million tiny 5-minute efforts. The greatest lesson in mastery is not about the grand effort on the day you feel inspired, but the simple, non-negotiable effort on the days you feel nothing. 5 minutes of consistency will always outlast 5 hours of sporadic intensity. The key to building big things is to simply show up and start small. Kael picked up his chisel, his heart lighter and his path clear. He realized that the magnificent gate wasn't built by a single burst of energy, but by the compound effect of small, sustained, daily effort. He finally understood how to build not just a perfect gate, but a life of meaningful action, one 5-minute start at a time.